Well, good morning from Ozello and Crystal River. So I am fishing the Ho 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 Christmas Ozello Kayak Fishing Tournament. This is a tournament where they are raising money for charity so families and children can have a wonderful Christmas. And this is just something that Yak Tribe definitely wants to support, something I want to support. So we're out here today and I'm pre-fishing it. So right now it's Friday. I've fished this area before, but I've never launched from the actual marina. In this tournament, you can launch from 3 different locations. There's like the John's location, the primitive ramp you can launch from the actual marina. You can use the bathroom there. And then you can launch from like this community boat ramp more towards the top. And so today I chose to launch from the actual marina. I had to use the restroom, and it's also part of my plan on where I'm trying to go. This particular tournament, you can fish artificial, you can fish live, you can fish pretty much whatever it is you want to fish. You can only have 2 lines in the water at any given time. The way to win this tournament is the biggest red. You also get 2 trout, and I believe, this one you can get 2 ladyfish, and the combined weight something, and it contributes to your points. So anyways, basically what you want to do in this tournament is get the biggest red you can get, the heaviest 2 in-slot trouts that you can get. If it's at 19, it's DQ'd. If it's over 19, it's DQ'd. If it's under 15, it's DQ'd. So it needs to be slot. Over here in Florida, it's 15 to 19 inches, and you can keep one over 19 inches. So of course, it's November. Everyone's gonna have a different strategy on how they fish this tournament, and I will give you mine. If you're watching this maybe in 2024 and they do this tournament again, maybe you'll find this video helpful. But for me personally, I find that this time of year, especially in this area, I am finding more success when you are in feeder creeks and like different things like that, not necessarily where you're just skinny. That's not to say that you're not going to catch a redfish in 5 inches of water. That's definitely gonna happen. People are doing that, but I'm looking for a little bit deeper water, a little bit more shelter, a little bit more warmth, because this water, it's getting pretty chilly and it's just going to get cooler and cooler. So my strategy for this one is to be doing things like feeder creeks and mouths, and of course I will go into the skinnies, but if it's off a feeder. Anyways guys, I'm going to throw the GoPro on and get to fishing here. They launch you at safe light, which is going to be 7 a.m. So tomorrow's launch will be looking just like this, and that's how I wanted to do it. I didn't want to launch at 5 in the morning. I wanted to launch at 7 a.m. So let's get it. Already got someone on this morning. What'd you get? Catfish. Oh, you got a catfish.
On a mud minnow too.
That's okay, we're pre-fishing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, fish on. sight fished them. There we go. Right there. Just sight fished this beautiful red right here. Let's get him measured up. There's the first red of the day. Sight fished this guy. It's coming in at, I would say 22. What would you say? 22 and a half right there. Pretty fish. Right there. He was just swimming and pitched it right in front of him and he attacked it. All right, bud. Oh, woo-hoo. He was ready. He was ready. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's a good trout. Oh, that's a good trout. Whew. Just picked up this nice trout right here. And here's the thing. I have to ask the tournament director because if you pinch the tail, where am I at? If you pinch the tail, just over 19. If the tail lays naturally, boom. So we're gonna have to find out exactly what the rules. But this, see how thick that is? That's what we're looking for. Let's let this guy go. We're gonna start combing this ledge. I saw a lot of bait. So we are gonna fish where it goes from like a foot to like 3 to 5 feet. I don't have a depth finder on me. I left it at home. To be honest, I don't even use a depth finder really ever unless I'm offshore or tarpon fishing or something like that. You know, it's useful out here. There's a lot of people that run depth finders, but I don't know. To me, I'm a sight fisherman, so for the most part, I'm standing and looking. I really don't have any use for a depth finder, but definitely in this type of situation, it is pretty helpful, especially when you're trying to find the ledge and things like that. A lot of times I'll just poke around with my mud stick. All right, we got ourselves a trout here. So now I'm just searching. I'm not gonna just fish one spot over and over. I'm searching for fish now. See all the different spots that might hold fish. So there's one. Got a nice little trout right there coming in at just over 15. This would be able to be entered in this tournament. So right now I'd be sitting decent for this tournament. If it was tournament day, got that redfish, got a 2 decent trout. That other trout was nice. It was all the way up here. So I would feel better. And right now it's, I think, around 10 o'clock. So if it was tournament day, we'd have definitely enough time to start upgrading here. Pulling in some more trout here. We're gonna let this one go. See ya. So I've also caught about 5 ladyfish. My GoPro died, so I'm charging the batteries right now. But also, I'm not sure I'm ready to show that yet because the ladyfish could determine the winner of the entire tournament. So the way it works is there was a little bit of confusion on the website versus the email. So on their website, it says you can have 1 redfish, 1 trout, and 2 ladyfish. There's no slot limit, so you take a picture of your redfish, a picture of your trout, and the length is your points. And then what you do is you can catch 2 ladyfish and bring those in to Ozello's and get those weighed. And then, hold on, there's a boat over here. Sorry, there was a boat that had this entire channel open and decided to come literally 2-3 feet from my car. It's just insane. Anyways, okay, let me back up. So on the website, it says you can have 1 red, 1 trout. Those are CPR. the combined length is how many points you get. So if you get a 20-inch red, a 20-inch trout, that's 40 points. And then you can catch 2 ladyfish. Let's say they're each 1 pound each. That's times 2. So 1 pound each, that's 2 pounds times 2, that's 4 inches. You'd come in at 44 inches. That would be your tournament, you know, final number. That's what it says on the website. Then we got an email, and the email says 1 redfish, 2 trout, combined weight, combined inches, that's your score. Nothing about ladyfish. So there's a little confusion, but I can say this. Thankfully, I was kind of pre-fishing both ways. So we found the redfish. Hopefully we can find it again tomorrow. We found some decent trout. I found another trout. And then I found the ladyfish. I'm going to check another spot just to see if I can find some ladyfish in that area. Because if I can find ladyfish in this particular area, then I don't have to go all the way to another area just to look for ladyfish. But again, to me, ladyfish is worth it, because if you're just kind of struggling on, let's say, your trout or redfish, like you kind of got a smaller redfish, and you can catch, you know, 2 decent size ladyfish, I mean, that might help you out, even if it's just a few inches. So we're gonna go check this spot, see if we can't find some ladyfish. Okay, so I'm off the water. GoPro's died, didn't have any batteries, and just decided to just not recharge them just so I could finish kind of pre-fishing. So did a bunch of pulling around and saw some more reds. But now we're at the Airbnb. Franco's here. The other guys, like Ivy, Ed, they'll all be here. I think we're gonna meet them at the captain's meeting. I'm gonna start tying up, retying basically all of my stuff so that we have fresh ties in the morning and don't have to mess around with it. But this is how you can tell it was a good day. Look at all that slime on that board.
One of the sponsors that signed on to the number. Yeah. 45.
Turn it to the right, that way a little bit. Stop.
Dang, it's like some surgery.
Yeah, I know it is.
Clamps,
It really is.
vice grips,
With all the lights.
scalpel,
Yo.
another pint of blood. BP is dropping.
We can put it back together.
Clear.
Well, good morning. We just had the shotgun launch. It's about 10:48, and yeah, everyone's in their kayaks. Got a few guys back here, one back there, but right in front of me, we probably got about 10 or so guys. And you know how many people we got fishing this tournament altogether? 112. Got 112 people fishing this tournament. Objective for today is 1 redfish, 1 trout, and 2 ladyfish. If you can get on your red, you know, fairly early before, you know, the tide starts to slow down, and then you can find your trout. If you can get on those ladyfish, that could be a real help for your overall total. So we're gonna turn this around, put the GoPro on, get down the river, and start fishing. Today is not like yesterday. It's been a very slow day. This is my first red. I've heard other people caught reds, but this guy, he's coming in at, you know, 12 3/4 basically, almost 13. So we're gonna keep at it. We got a few more hours. We just gotta grind it out, man. Oh, just caught a bird. Oh man. Oh no. This bird just came down and ate my lure. Oh. No. No. There we go. Whew. Oh, here we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, we finally got a decent red on the board. The other one was very small. This one is still small, but at least it's something, coming in at 22 inches. It's recap time. So I didn't do a ton of filming today. I mean, I did a little bit. I believe I got maybe the redfish eat on film. I think, I hope so. Anyways, that was the biggest redfish of the day. I don't remember how big he was because he's not big enough to really make a difference in this tournament. I've heard a bunch of people paddling by talking about, oh, 23 inch this, 24, 26, 27, and that's bigger than my red. You know what, today was not as good for me. There's some people here who slayed it, but for me, it was not as good as yesterday. If we were to take yesterday's catch, like my bag from yesterday, I would have stood a fighting chance with the 19-inch trout and what was that, a 24-inch red, and then a bunch of ladyfish. I mean, some of those ladyfish maybe weighed a pound or two, I don't know. So I would have, you know, maybe been a contender, but shoulda, coulda, woulda, maybes don't matter. Nothing about pre-fishing matters except, you know, being able to scout out maybe a possible game plan. But as far as today goes, you know, I caught a few reds, but that one red, I think it was, I don't remember, it was like low 20s, that's for sure. And then a small trout, I was catching a bunch of trout, but I did not find a decent sized trout. Now, when it comes to the ladyfish, I actually did hook up with a ladyfish, but it was on my soft plastic, not with my treble hook bait. And I lost it, so no ladyfish to weigh in today. It was my first time launching from the Ozello Keys Marina, and you know, even though I'm not gonna win the tournament, I'm pretty happy with how I did. I mean, I didn't get skunk either days. I did catch some redfish for my first time launching from here and fishing this particular area. And there's a lot to learn out here, man. There's a lot to do out here. So if you're interested in fishing this tournament, maybe you're watching this video because you're YouTubing, maybe it's 2024 and you're December of 2024 and you're YouTubing how to kayak fish Ozello's Ho 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 Christmas kayak fishing tournament, and this video showed up. Well, man, thanks for watching, first of all, and I hope that it offered you a little bit of insight on how this tournament goes down. Now, of course, rules are subject to change, as all tournaments. You know, you can have a little something, you know, get changed at the captain's meeting. So if I said anything in this video and it's different for next year or 2025 or 2026, rules are subject to change. So let me just say that. But I will tell you, I think they're probably going to keep that format with the one red, the one trout, and the two ladyfish. The two ladyfish that you bring in to weigh in, they donate that to the local crabbers around here, so those don't go to waste when we do bring those in to weigh them. And this particular tournament, the Ho 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 Christmas one for Ozello Marina, you know, they're doing a lot of good things with the money. I mean, they are doing all types of things, from shopping with cops and just getting this money straight to the families who need it, and they're really making a difference. So I'm happy to come out here and support. Yak Tribe is happy to support. If you see this kayak fishing tournament pop up and you know you have the opportunity to come to it, I would say do it. There's a lot of good people that come out to this tournament. It's a good time. There's food that, you know, there's hamburgers and there's all types of stuff, you know, and it's just catching up with buddies on the water. And then of course there's the opportunity to win some money. That opportunity, I missed it. I missed it. So next time, we have another chance next time, and hopefully I can make the most out of it and maybe do a little bit better. If you guys would be interested in some sort of recap, I mean, you and I can both agree, you know, I don't have to win to give some tips on how to fish this thing, because it's really anyone's game. I mean, if you're a fisherman, if you've got a rod and you've got some baits, I mean, it doesn't matter how good, or if you've placed first in another tournament before or not, or if you've won or not. It's a gamble. You don't need, there's guys out here that roll up with $10,000 plus worth of equipment and get skunked, you know. But if you guys would be interested in some tips, let me know in the comments below. I'd be happy to give you my game plan on how I fish this. Obviously you can see, you know, on tournament day I didn't catch, you know, the monsters, but you know, pre-fishing I did do decent, and like I said, I let a bunch of fish go pre-fishing day and just didn't mess with them, even though I had the opportunity to cast at them. Didn't want to pressure them too much. But the difference between pre-fish day and today was, pre-fish day it was sunny, nice and sunny, the sun was out, you could see the fish, you could see the reds, you could see everything. Today it was overcast. The sun didn't come out until probably 1:30, and by that time, you know, it just changes the way, the conditions of fishing when it's overcast instead of sunny. And so, you know what? You got to figure that out. I got to figure that out. You can't expect to go to the same spot and expect that bull red to be there just because you pinned it on Google Maps. But if you're interested in any sort of tips on how I fish this and my particular route, I'm happy to share it. I'm not one of those tournament fishing guys that, you know, oh, I'm going over here and I have to be so super sneaky. You run into everybody. And guys, that's a big reason why I'm fishing these tournaments. A big reason why I'm fishing the Redfish series is to show you guys that regular people like me can fish these tournaments. And what I mean by regular people, I mean guys that are not I'm not throwing shade, but you guys know me. If you watch my channel, if you've been part of Yak Tribe for a long time, and if you're watching this and this is you, no, I don't mean any hate. I don't mean any sort of throwing shade at anybody, but I will say this, and I'll be confident in saying this. You know, the whole pro staff thing, that's so 2010. Pro staffing this and pro staffing that, and sometimes in the tournament world, it can be more about which lure company, you know, gives you a discount or gives you free baits than it is about the actual community and kayak fishing and the brotherhood of fishing in general. And so yeah, I do feel some type of way sometimes about tournament fishermen in general. Now I can tell you there are a lot of really good people that fish tournaments, and that is why I am fishing these Florida tournaments, and I will go to Louisiana and Mississippi like I have in the past, but specifically Florida. I want to expose these good people, these normal people, these everyday people, and yeah, even the people that wear all the logos and their names on their back and everything like that. There's really good people who also do that, who pro staff it up, okay? But I want to expose that and show you guys, tournament world, it's not so scary. There's a few bad apples in every type of thing, you know. In tournament world, there's bad apples there too, people who rub you the wrong way. But I want to shed the light on the goodness, the fun, the brotherhood, the type of humble person. I want to show that off in these videos. So anyways, guys, I'll be fishing some more tournaments. If you have any questions about this one, please let me know. If you see this tournament pop up on your Facebook feed for next year, fish it. You don't have to be a pro. This is for everyday people. Paddle, pedal, whatever it is. No motors. Come on out and have a good time. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.